Welcome back to my Lobotomy Corporation bedtime story reading. This is Hitori, and I'll be helping you fall asleep with some ambient audio and awesome OST from our favorite game, as I learn more about Lobotomy Corporation's abnormalities. In the last video, we read about Parasite Tree. This time, it'll be the Silent Orchestra. This is now the 60th abnormality in Lob Corp reading. Check the entire playlist on the card on the upper right of this video. Let's begin. The Silent Orchestra T-01-31 is an abnormality in the form of a group of white humanoids, with parts of them composed by musical notation such as 8 notes and various clefs. The conductor, which is the only entity in the containment unit, is similar to a limbless mannequin. It is held up by a pole stabilized by a base. Is dressed like the conductor of an orchestra and has 8-note patterns on its head. It possesses hands, although they only appear when performing its ability and in its encyclopedia picture. The Silent Orchestra in itself is actually the entire ensemble, and the other members only appear when the conductor is performing its ability during a bridge. Ability. Silent Orchestra's ability will trigger when its Qliphotht counter reaches 0. Its Qliphotht can be decreased in the following ways. Getting good work result. Getting bad work result. When its counter is depleted, it will breach. Curtains will cover their containment unit after a period of time, before a second pair of curtains covers the player's screen for a short period. When the curtains open, the Silent Orchestra's conductor will have warped to the main room of its department and perform a song. It will reveal 2 hands, one holding a baton, and begin to conduct the accompanying ensemble. The curtains will obscure important HUD information, including Qliphotht meltdown and energy collected. The entity possesses 2000 HP, and the symphony is composed of 4 movements and a finale. As the song progresses, notes will start to expand, and more of the symphony's parts will appear seated near the conductor. The Silent Orchestra's defenses will vary during the movements, changing the melodies and gaining immunity to all type of damage except 1. All the while, it will deal high 30 to 40 white damage to nearby employees, increasing its area of effect as it progresses. The further an employee is from the Silent Orchestra's first ring, the less damage they will take. Example: someone inside of the first ring will take full damage, while someone standing in the elevator inside the outer third ring will only take 25 or 1/4 damage. During Breach, the player cannot change the speed of the game and is only able to pause. These are the vulnerabilities during the mentioned movements, while being immune to the other damage types. 1. During the beginning and first movement, it will be vulnerable to pale damage. The damage area is limited to the room. 2. During the second movement, it will be vulnerable to black damage. The damage area is extended to nearby rooms and hallways. 3. During the third movement, it will be vulnerable to white damage. The minimum and maximum damage will be decreased by +10 white damage. An audible, high-pitched noise is produced during this movement. 4. During the fourth movement, it will be vulnerable to red damage. At the start of the movement, all energy gathered during the day will be depleted. The damage area is expanded to the entire department. 5. During the finale, the Silent Orchestra is immune to all damage. For each of the first 4 movements, a new performer will appear at the start of each one. During the finale, the entire band rises to a stand. As the Silent Orchestra song comes to a close, the notes produced will expand quickly with a loud sound, and all the employees with less than half of their max SP will die, their heads exploding. At the end of the symphony, the Silent Orchestra will return to its containment unit with an accompanying applause playing in the background. Strategy. The Silent Orchestra is an aleph of relative difficulty to contain, giving its preference for normal results in its uniquely problematic breach. The main difficulty with containing the Silent Orchestra involves consistently obtaining between 13 to 18 PE boxes to avoid lowering its Qliphos counter as per its first and second managerial guidelines. A total work success rate of 51.69 maximizes the chance of getting a normal work result at 72.72% per work. However, as exact percentages are not shown in-game, the best thing that can be done is simply selecting an agent and a work type which is predicted to have a common result. Commons cover anywhere between 40 to 60%, so quickly estimate a more precise percentage. At level 5, the 4 work success rates, in order of instinct, insight, attachment, and repression, will be 0%, 40%, 50%, and 30%. Divide the agent's success rate by 5 and round down, and add this to the base rate. A account for Qliphot's overloads. If you have already worked the Silent Orchestra, that particular meltdown level. After identifying the success rate, choose the agent and work type with a success rate as close to 51.69% as possible. Ensure that they have adequate white damage resistance, preferably 0.6 or better, at WoW level or higher, so the agent does not panic due to the work damage. Assuming level 5 works are conducted and agents working on the Silent Orchestra have at least 100 temperance, it is generally advised to start with repression works, and then move to insight and attachment once Qliphoth overload levels begins to increase. Always remember that simply ignoring the Silent Orchestra is always an option unless it is undergoing a Qliphoth meltdown. Story: an abnormality that loves art and tries to get the entire company to listen to its music. Excerpt from an encyclopedia. The conductor not only corrects musical errors, but is also responsible for creating the best ensemble and taking command of the music. A conductor's skill can be determined within 5 minutes at the podium. The moment the conductor opens the score, the performers read the conductor's eyes, actions, and aura to see if the person is worthy to lead them. Without the understanding and harmony between them, the macroscopic significance contained in the score cannot be expressed. Therefore, an outstanding degree of influence, leadership, and eloquence are essential qualities for a conductor to have. Omitted. First movement: calm and slow. Adagio. The conductor begins to direct the apocalypse. Movements 2. Cheerful and fast. Sostenuto. Employees start to forget everything and show fervent adoration toward the symphony. The emotion soon turns into eternal insanity, driving them to attack anyone near them. Movements 3. Accelerando. The orchestra gives impetus to the music, bringing the entire department to its demise. Movements 4. Stringendo. When all the performers have gathered, the music that no one can hear but everyone can listen to begins. Finale. Con fuoco ma non troppo. The music shall perforate your entire being. Trivia. This is one of the few abnormalities that is composed of a group of entities instead of a single creature, along with open can of Welchier's and Rudolta. The Silent Orchestra, when performing, won't let you change speed of the game. This abnormality, Apocalypse Bird, and White Knight are the only ones to disable a setting of the game temporarily without counting the Saphira meltdowns. The Silent Orchestra will not reduce the energy quota on day 50. The energy depleted by the fourth movement is restored when using the backward clock if it was charged at least once beforehand. I'm pretty sure I saw this abnormality in another VTuber stream. It was probably Luxuria Morningstar's stream. And on that stream, the Silent Orchestra was breaching. Apparently, if you get a negative and a positive work result for this one, it will lower its Qliphothr counter. Like, what do you mean? What exactly do you mean that higher level and better employees cannot really work with this guy that much unless they have a specific percentage of things so that they can only get a normal work result? Because either way, good or bad, you will be punished by the Silent Orchestra. This one run by far was one of the worst runs I've ever had with a number of abnormalities. If you think about it, I mentioned before that I had the tree to take care of, and I had the train to take care of. And then I also have to look after this one because one, the Silent Orchestra is located in a department that I still have not done a core suppression on, so there is a chance that it will get a Qliphothr meltdown. And if you work on it and it's going to be a little bit too happy or a little bit too sad, then the little dude will start singing. So basically, with this abnormality, just don't take it. Why are you doing this to yourself? Why would you subject yourself to a abnormality that is not even helpful, not even slightly helpful to your facility? Just leave it. Don't take it ever again. Like, open it once, discover what it is, and then on your next few runs, just don't take this abnormality ever again. Sure, you are just going to tell me that. What about the ego weapon? What about the ego suit? What about the ego gift, right? You think it's really worth it to get these and your entire facility suffers? I mean, for you maybe, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm okay with all of this. Now, if you have tips or interesting details about this abnormality, please comment about it down below. If you like, you can also catch my stream in Twitch and here on YouTube so that you can assist me if you're a veteran in the game. If you want more Project Moon content from me, please don't hesitate to like the video. You can also support me further in my Patreon. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I'd like to thank my current Patreon supporters that are shown on the screen, as well as my Twitch subscribers. I want to always let you know that I appreciate everything you do for me, truly. This thanks is also extended to you who is currently watching. Anyway, until next time, I hope you rest easy.